woman waiting for the same bus I was stole glances at them. The rhyming young men were dirty, probably high, and likely homeless, but they were singing and moving to an imagined beat that men had been keeping alive in their breasts longer than they were any buildings or buses or prisons. "Excuse me, mister," a woman said. She had amber skin with pecan-brown freckles, burnt orange eyes, and an expression that had been spawned when she needed a doting parent to indulge her fears. The fact that she was near 60 had not extinguished the fears haunting her worried inner child. "Yes," I said, happy to be distracted from my fevered perceptions. "Is this the bus from Albion Prison?" "It will be when it gets here." She smiled, recognizing the skeptical forecast given by our common poor and working-class ancestors. "My cousin's child, Missy, got out this morning. I figured that if I met her here and bought her a sandwich or a dress or something, she'd know that someone cared about her, and maybe she'd feel better about her chances of staying out." "I think you might be right about that," I said. I wanted to say ma'am, but she was only a few years older than I. "You got family you meeting?" she asked, now that we were temporary friends. No, not really. I'm here on a job." The nameless cousin of the just-released Missy reared back a little and then turned away. I had transformed from a new friend to a potential foe in just a few words. That was all right with me. The fever had already latched onto her question and was reeling out a story of its own. Zella Grisham had tried to kill her boyfriend, shot him 3 times. But that's not why she had done 8 years of hard time on a 16-year sentence. Some people just had bad luck. In the end, I supposed, all people did. Hers was a perfectly executed heist, and mine, though I didn't know it at the time, was her release. "Mister," another woman said. She was a third the age of Missy's cousin, white and pretty in the garish light of the bus depot. With stark white skin and hair bleached so completely that it blended in with it, she looked like a beautiful ghost looking for souls in that limbo of the Port Authority. "Yeah," I said. "You want a date?" I gave up running in public corners when I dropped out of high school the second time. I was back before your mother was out of diapers. "I got a key to a janitor's closet upstairs," she replied, unperturbed. "You can't lie down, but there's a chair and a chain to make sure we're not interrupted." "How'd you get that?" I asked. Professional curiosity. "I keep the janitor happy and pay him $30 a day. It costs you $25 for a blowjob." The fever had many facets. It was a fount of revelations, but also violent. A depth charge went off in the sea of my mind when that child said the words indicating the act she was willing to perform. The muscles in my abdomen twisted, and I sneered with anticipated satisfaction. "I could see you interested," she said in that knowing way of youthful power. I took in a breath, searching for the right words. "I got a condom you could wear if you were afraid of disease," she added. I rarely go to prostitutes, but I hadn't had sex in months. My wife had other interests, and my girlfriend let me go for the sake of her sanity. I'm waiting for someone," I said, smiling at the rare stammer in my voice. "They could wait," the ghoul hissed. The fever had associated itself at that moment with my soul, the soul I didn't believe in. It felt as if she, this ethereal denizen of the bus station, could suck the fever and the spirit right out of me. It sounded like relief so profound that for a moment I considered following her up to the janitor's closet. "Missy, girl, you look healthy, child." The words entered my head in an abstract way, this because the young prostitute was looking directly into my eyes. Hers were ice blue, unforgiving and yet laser-like in their wordless understanding of my needs. "Man is an animal, Trot," my old man used to say. Never forget that. "Alyssa!" a woman cried out. "Mama!" another woman shouted in a husky voice. "You want it?" the young prostitute whispered. I was ready to go with her. At least, I wanted to be ready, But then I saw the woman I'd talked to earlier, walking away with a young dark-skinned woman wearing jeans and a bright green t-shirt.